everybody! My name is Kim, and I'm the Happiest Cook. Today we're in the beautiful city of Miami, Florida. What's great about being the Happiest Cook is that I get to do all this cooking with so many different kinds of food. Florida is home to a very large Cuban population, and the Cuban food there is truly unforgettable. The dish we are cooking today, and please don't kill me or judge me on my pronunciation, is Ropa Vieja. It's the first Cuban dish I learned to make. It's full of unforgettable flavors with shredded beef, colorful bell peppers and onions, tomatoes, and for a punch of zing, there's capers, olives, jalapeños. It's really delicious. So, I've got all my things together. Do you have yours? And like I always say, let's get cooking! All right, we're ready to start. I have my chuck roast here, and I just want to say really quick that Ropa Vieja is generally made with flank steak. There is a big discussion that I discovered going on about chuck versus flank. They're both equally delicious. I just happen to find the cost savings kind of bending my will more towards a chuck roast than using a flank steak. And they taste pretty much, in fact, I think this probably tastes a little better. So your choice, you can use flank steak, but I am using a chuck roast just as an FYI. So I have salt and peppered this on both sides. My pan is hot. And I am going to brown this really well. It's going to take about 5 minutes. And while that is browning, I'll just tell you what I'm going to be doing. I have all of my vegetables cut. I have my spices, which there are a lot, all here. This is my garlic. I have some fresh jalapeños from my garden, my bay leaf, celery seed, and the rest of everything else that goes into this dish. Which now, you know, once you start getting into cooking Cuban food, I have discovered there's a lot of spices involved, but oh my goodness, it just makes everything so good. All right, our roast has a nice brown sear on it. We're going to go ahead and remove this and just put it in here for now. Then we're going to add all of our vegetables to the pan, and we are gonna just cook these for about 15 minutes. What we want is we're going to let this cook until the onions start to get a little bit on the transparent side. We have about maybe 5 more minutes. You can see the onions starting to get translucent. Not quite, just a little bit longer. All right, our vegetables are ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these for now. And we'll be putting those back in later. All right, so now we're going to add our garlic to our pan. And we're going to add all of our spices. Then we are going to add our white wine to deglaze it. We're going to bring it to a really fast boil, which that's a pretty fast boil. And we're going to scrape up all the little doodads on the bottom. We're going to add our chicken broth, our crushed tomatoes, our tomato paste, celery seeds, and our bay leaf. We're going to bring this back to a boil. We're going to let this simmer now for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be adding the meat back to it. Okay. All right, this has been simmering for a while. We are going to go ahead and add our our beef back to the pot, and then we are going to let this continue to cook for a couple hours. And I will check back in with everybody in a couple hours. All right, so we are coming towards the end of our meal here. Our beef is falling apart in this sauce. Now, I'm going to let that meat just sit for a minute because it is piping hot. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our vegetables all back into the pot, and our capers, our olives, our roasted bell peppers, chopped parsley, and I'm going to just stir this in. While this is on low, we are going to take our meat and just shred it. Okay, my beef is all shredded. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to take this and put it all back in with the vegetables and the tomato sauce and everything yummy. And we're going to mix this up. And we're going to just let this simmer together for about 20 minutes. Let all of it heat up together. Now this, like anything made in this kind of a style, is always better the next day. So if you wanted to make up a double batch, you could freeze it. It freezes wonderful. And it just tastes better as every time you heat it up. So we're going to put the lid on this, and the next time I see you here, I'll have a plate all ready for us to try. All right, so we are wrapping up our stay here with our dish, Ropa Vieja, which is a Cuban classic dish. And because I wanted to be authentic, I'm serving mine with white rice, black beans, and fried plantain bananas. I've been eating bananas since they came out of the pan. They're very good. My plantains, don't forget to salt them. The salt really does make them really good. So, let's see what this. That is really good. Now, I had so much fun dipping my finger in the Cuban cuisine. It was delicious, and I think I cannot wait to experiment some more with some more things. But I do thank you for joining me today here on The Happiest Cook. And I hope you will join us again next week as we continue our world tour. And guess where we're going? Woo-hoo! We're going to Hawaii. Yes, we are going to be cooking the island cuisine of Hawaii. So, having grown up there most of my life, I'm kind of excited to be able to share some of the more traditional Hawaiian foods. We'll be doing that next week. So, we will see you here on The Happiest Cook. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it so much. Okay, well, like I always say, let's get cooking and keep on cooking. Bye.